This is a 2016 Porsche Cayman GT4. I've borrowed it from a reader who lives a couple hours away from me named Paul, who apparently believes that I am a rational and reasonable car journalist. Before I go any further with the Cayman GT4, let me tell you about it. Porsche often makes high-performance GT versions of its sports cars. First, there was the ultra-rare 911 GT1, essentially a race car for the road. Then there was the 911 GT2, a crazy, insane, wild, high-performance sports car. Then there was the 911 GT3. I once played ping pong on the wing of a 911 GT3. Now there's this, the Cayman GT4, the fourth rung down on the ladder of Porsche GT cars that stretches from really crazy insane to mostly insane.
So the details. The Cayman GT4 has a 3.8-liter flat six that makes 385 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. It'll do 0 to 60 in something like 4 seconds and hit a top speed above 180 miles an hour. And it has the ultimate transmission, an enthusiast-friendly 6-speed manual, not a dual-clutch automatic like the 911 GT3. Starting price around $86,000.
This places it squarely in competition with the 911, which starts at just over $90,000 with shipping. And that begs the question, is this better than the 911? For more of my thoughts, click the link below to check out my column on autotrader.com/oversteer. Now, let's get started. This is normally the part where I tell you all the weird quirks this car has, with only one little problem. This car doesn't really have any weird quirks. Most Porsches don't. This company has figured out a way to engineer away all of the weird quirks.
It has normal door handles. Getting in and out is easy. There's a trunk, front and rear. The controls are normal. The brake lights are normal. The quirkiest thing about this car is this idiotic fabric interior door handle designed to save weight in a car with a navigation system.
In fact, aside from the surprisingly small rear wing for a Porsche GT car and a few other styling modifications, the Cayman GT4 isn't much different on the outside from a run-of-the-mill dime-a-dozen Porsche you'd expect to see parked in reserved parking at your local orthodontist office. Until you climb behind the wheel. Let me show you what I mean. The thing about Porsches is they're just so easy to drive fast. God, it's just so planted on the ground. It feels so good. I just love these things so much. The Cayman in general, and then this is like the ultimate Cayman. It's surprisingly quick. It definitely is. Considering we're in a Cayman and we know that they don't want it to, beat out 911s and stuff, it hauls pretty fast out of that stop sign. Wow, God, that extra torque at like 5,500, it's insane. Yeah, so fourth gear floor in it, it's quick, but it isn't, it's no V8, it's no 911 turbo. It's really a car designed for back roads, twisties, fun, even long sweepers it can do, but it's not a car you want to take to the drag strip. It's not like a muscle car explosive kind of deal. That's not what it's made for. And the stick shift just proves it. Like, it wasn't designed for the all-out crazy track, although I'm sure there are people, it can be used that way well. But it's like, this is the absolute back road cruiser. So the ride isn't all that rough. In fact, dare I say, that Focus RS I drove last week may actually have been a little rougher than this. Sound is surprisingly good considering the motor's not that big and there's not really that much power. Power delivery is so linear, it's just so good. The gear action is so slick in this car, more than any other car, and Porsche is the absolute master at that. God, it's hard to describe how slick the gearbox is. All you want to do is just keep shifting. It's funny, for a company that's so desperate to make all their cars dual clutch, they do such a great job with the manual. It's the right car. It also is the right size. It really, really, really is the right size. I personally think the 911, after 996, I think the 911 got a little too big. I love the regular Cayman, and this is just a regular Cayman on steroids, but not so many steroids that you feel like it's abused itself. It's like the perfect amount. Here's a bus license plate on a Mercedes C-Class. I don't know, I love it. I think this is really a special car. It's just so confident. It makes you feel confident. It makes me feel like a much better driver than I am. Every time I drive a car for one of these videos, I feel at the end of it like I'm ready to be done. And I don't feel like that this time. So the Cayman GT4 doesn't look quirky. It doesn't feel quirky. It isn't quirky. It's a serious car that delivers serious performance for serious drivers. Is it better than a 911 is? Of course! The 911 has evolved into a grand touring luxury car, the kind of vehicle that you buy if you want to relax behind the wheel of a beautiful automobile. The Cayman GT4 is what the 911 used to be, a fun, exciting sports car that delivers real performance at 9/10 and puts a smile on your face. And when you climb behind the wheel of the Cayman GT4, you'll have the satisfaction of knowing that you're driving the best Porsche since the Carrera GT. And that's no small feat.